Hello, Facebook, family, and friends. Andrea coming live for a Superconscious Transformation Recode session for you guys, for the collective, for anybody who's tuning in. Say hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I am going to walk you through the 5 steps to conscious creation tonight. I'll be on here for about an hour. And I have a lot to talk about. So I do have some notes here, just so I make sure I don't miss anything. And I just really feel the resistance in the collective lately. And so I wanted to come live and do this recode to help release some of the resistance, which I'm going to explain exactly what that is as I go through this, take you through this process. Resistance, limiting beliefs, negative, toxic emotions, the BS of life that we're holding on to and carrying that isn't ours majority of the time. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about me, who I am, just so you know, a little bit about my story, my background. A lot of you have been here following me for quite a number of years, and you already know me and what I'm about. But I am just feeling like it's time for me to show up in a bigger way, bigger, bolder, braver than ever before, because I feel like I'm doing a disservice to the collective, to humanity, if I do not show up in a bigger, bolder, braver way with what I have to offer. And so, who am I? I'm Andrea, magnetic mompreneur, a breastfeeding, home birthing, unschooling, mompreneur of 4 from Pennsylvania. I'm a quantum manifestation coach, spiritual mindset mentor, intuitive healer, and holistic wellness advocate. If you want to learn more about that, it's all in the description in my bio, a little bit about me. But some of it says in there, I became an entrepreneur in November 2017. I really got into personal development and mindset. And in January 2020, I made the decision to become a coach because I wanted to have the tools to be able to help more people affordably with this thing called mindset that creates our reality. Our thoughts, our beliefs, our feelings, our emotions, our words, our actions are creating our reality. But most people are creating unconsciously as opposed to conscious creation, deliberate, actually saying, this is what I want to create and going for it. And there's a reason for that. And I'm going to get into that as well. That parts of us, old identities, past versions of ourselves, pull us back, keep pulling us back, telling us all the reasons why we can't do whatever it is that we want to do. We don't have the time, we don't have the money, we don't have the skills, we don't have the talent, we don't have this support. We're not worthy, we're not enough, we're not capable, we're insignificant, we don't belong, we're not perfect, and all the things. And so I consider myself to be a super conscious creator and transformation accelerator. I help you awaken to your divine soul truth, find your purpose, and take your power back. Hi, Christy. I can see you popped on. It's nice to see you. And my disclaimer, I always encourage everyone to do their own research and form their own beliefs because our beliefs are powerful. They create your reality. So take what resonates and leave the rest. This isn't for everybody. It will work for everybody, but it's more for spiritual entrepreneurs, truth seekers, people who are on a spiritual awakening journey, people who have heard of consciousness, things like consciousness before, and they're curious to learn more about it. People who have heard about neuroplasticity, maybe rewiring the brain. If you're into mindset, you're into holistic health, this is going to be for you. For the visionaries, the dreamers, the movers, the shakers, the high achievers who are ready for their next level. This is for you. There was one other thing in there as well that I was going to say. but that's okay. There's a lot that I want to talk about, so I'm sure it will come back up at some point. I'm going to break down the verbiage. I remember what it was. I'm going to break down the verbiage and everything the best I can from my knowledge and level of experience from the things that I've studied. What I was going to say is this is for people who have at least a basic knowledge of quantum principles. You understand quantum physics to the extent that everything's energy. Everything is actually energy, frequency, and vibration. Nikola Tesla said it. When you think of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. We are energetic beings. Our thoughts are electrical signals, our emotions are magnetic signals, and together they create an electromagnetic field, aka our aura, that sends out a signal into this quantum field of information that surrounds us, the Akashic records. And by what we put out, this is what is mirrored and reflected back to us. Now, when we're creating unconsciously based on old patterns and programs from our past, what happens is we say we want to go for something, and part of us is like, you can't have that, because we have these unconscious beliefs of, like I said, not feeling worthy, like we're enough, or whatever reason. And these are called limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs, we get emotions, trapped emotions, experiences, like a lot of us have been through very traumatic experiences, and we form these traumatized, wounded parts of ourselves, the wounded inner child, and people pleasing tendencies, and all these things that keep us from going from what we really want. So I'm going to help you to shift those tonight on this Recode. Like I said, I'll probably be on here about an hour, maybe not that long. I'll try to keep it as short and sweet and to the point as I can. There's a lot to talk about. So, and of course, if you have any questions, comments, let me know in the comments. So again, this is not for everyone. It's for those who are ready for this work. This is not woo-woo. This is proven neuroscience. Neuroplasticity says that our brain is constantly changing and creating new connections. Every time we think a thought, we're firing and wiring little synapses in our brain. And the more we think a thought, it solidifies. It becomes a belief, a program in our mind that we are running off of unconsciously, on autopilot, on default. And these just become habits. Or creatures of habit. But we don't want, how did Joe Dispenza say it? We don't want to be creatures of habit. We want to be creators of habits. We want to create new habits that serve us for what it is that we're trying to create. So the magnetic mind method is all about the premise. We're all powerful creators, and we get to choose what we create. Some things I created, forgot to mention as well, along my journey of becoming a coach and a superconscious creator. I've become an international and Amazon best-selling author. Dream big, do bigger, build the bridge between your dreams and reality. This is a collaborative book. That means there was 23 women, wonderful women authors in there. My chapter was called Holy Shift, I Am the Bridge, because we are the bridge between our dreams and reality. We are the bridge between the spiritual and the physical. We bring thoughts into reality. Thoughts become things. We are the physical vessel that takes the action for this creative source energy that some have come to know as God, and it works through us. So we're all powerful creators, and we get to choose what we create. We are beings of free will and choice. But somewhere along the way, we kind of lost that free will and choice. We're just running unconsciously, kind of head in the clouds, feeling powerless, like there's nothing that we can do about our circumstances. This is just the way life is. There's nothing I can do about it. We are far more powerful. And so it's also based on the concept that we're not broken and we do not need to be fixed. We are whole and complete exactly as we are. We all have knowledge, experience, and wisdom and things that we can share that are of value to be of service and help others, right? We're all on different parts of and paths of this journey, this human experience. We're all spiritual beings having a human experience. We come here to experience life, learn, grow, expand, and evolve. It's human transformation. It's the process of creation, and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. And so I'm going to walk you through the 5 steps, the conscious creation, to help release some of this stuff in the collective field. Again, this is based on neuroscience. It says we can rewire the brain, and epigenetics, which tells us that we can actually recode our DNA. So it's revolutionizing the field of psychology and what we previously thought was possible as far as human potential. So previously, like, we thought if it's, just runs in the family, there's nothing we can do about it. It's genetic, there's nothing we can do. Now, as I love to say, they say it runs in the family. We say this is where it runs out. Things are passed down generationally in our DNA: trauma, emotions, epigenomic imprinting says that thoughts, feelings, and emotions of both parents are imprinted on the DNA of a child before it's conceived, weeks before it's even conceived in the womb. So, example, if your parents were arguing about money, just for an example, and they had very frustrated, anxious feelings about money, that could be encrypted into the DNA of the child, setting them up to be born in an environment of survival and lack, already with shitty money beliefs that they're not going to be aware of as they grow up. And it's going to keep them from being able to be successful, earn more money, do the things they want to do. Right? So this is what's called resistance. And we're going to bring that up in these 5 steps, and we're going to recode it. Quantum physics, again, says everything is energy. I use alchemy in the process. Alchemy is basically using the power of love to transmute a negative to a positive. It's taking our pain and turning it into power and purpose. It's taking our experience and lessons from life and turning them into wisdom and knowledge so we can move forward and stop staying stuck on the hamster wheel of life in karmic loops, repeating the same thing over and over and over. You ever wonder why, I don't want this. This is not what I want to create. Why am I creating it? Because we have these unconscious beliefs, resistance, emotions, the trauma, all the things. So we're going to work through a lot of that. And also Hermetic principles. So Hermetic principles, universal law. Hermetic principle number 1 says that all is mind. We are, according to quantum physics and quantum entanglement, we're one body, one mind, one consciousness, one infinite, eternal quantum field of pure creative conscious energy and divine intelligence or consciousness. So we are one source, and with many vessels, many sparks of this one source, each our own little universe with a capital YOU, because not only are we in the universe, but the universe is within you and me and everyone. And we're all creating, and we're all taking a part in the co-creation of this world as we know it. And we create from the inside out. And thus you see the problem with humanity and mankind. The inner world is a mess. The outer is a reflection. So the outer is a mess. If we're stressed out, overworked, overwhelmed, frustrated, anxious, depressed, angry, bitter, resentful, we're holding on to these things, that manifests outside. So I believe that essentially heaven and hell are levels of mind, levels of consciousness. The kingdom of heaven is within us. And right now, basically, humanity's creating hell on earth. And we have the power and potential to raise consciousness, to elevate consciousness, to shift consciousness as we are at this time into a new earth, the 5D paradigm, which is peace and joy, abundance and bliss. It's the return to love. Choose love. Love is our true divine spiritual nature. But we're born into a world of fear. Fear, war, poverty, sickness, scarcity, lack, separation, division. We're taught who we are, what's possible, what's not possible. We're taught just go to school, go to work, send your kids to school, just use our education system, our medical system, our criminal justice, our financial system. Use our systems. We're thrown into those systems. And I talk about all this in my book, which I mentioned this one. I didn't mention this one. This is my solo book, that was just released in June. It's called Dumbed Down, Drugged Up, and Disempowered, Awakening and Making the Shift into the New Quantum 5D Earth Paradigm. It's a transformational guide to liberate humanity from the systems, the matrix, right? It's more a liberation of our mind, taking our own personal power back of creation to be able to create what we actually desire. And so, as well as universal law. Universal law, the first one also is the law of divine oneness. Same thing. We are one body, one mind, one consciousness, one ocean of pure creative energy. And we're waves in this ocean. And I also love that metaphor for the inner stillness, the be still and know, that inner peace that is within each and every one of us. We are the waves, the chaos that we see in the world. This is the top of the ocean. But when you allow your mind to settle, the ocean floor is settled, completely settled and calm naturally. And we all have access to this within. And so, all right, I'm not going to get into that real quick. I was going to say there's 3 levels of mind. I guess I will explain those really quick as well, because I refer to the highest level of mind. It's the superconscious memory. We're all just running off of memory. Memory is all information that we perceive with our 5 senses. We take in the information, it's energy, frequency, vibration, and it allows us to see and hear and touch and taste and feel, right? And so this is the superconscious level of memory. This is the quantum field, the Akashic records. Every thought, word, deed, or action from your soul's inception until now is in this field. Every word that you have spoke is there. And since we're energy, I also believe in reincarnation. Energy doesn't die, it transforms. We are soul, we are spirit. We've been here before, we just don't remember. We come here lifetime after lifetime to learn, to get lessons, and we, at some point, false timelines, false narratives have been placed upon us, keeping humanity entrapped and not able to ascend naturally as we're supposed to. We're here to transform. And normally it's not like this. But anyway, like I said, I'm not going to get too deep into things. If you have any questions, just let me know. But I'm just going to go ahead and finish talking the 3 levels of mind: superconscious. Then you have your unconscious, which is your subconscious mind. You might have heard it referred to. By the time you are 35 years old, 90% of what we do is based on the unconscious programming. This is just depending on where you're born, your culture, your civilization, your religious beliefs, family beliefs, societal beliefs. This is going to be the programming you're running off of by the time you're 35. And the very first level of memory below that is your ego, the self-conscious ego, which is formed in the first 7 years of life. It's the foundation for everything. And so I'm going to go ahead and jump into the 5 steps and start walking through the process as soon as I have a sip of water. All right. So the first step to conscious creation is to simply choose. Again, we're all powerful creators and we get to choose what we create. And so there are 4 core choices that we choose every single day for the magnetic mind method to be in a creative structure. What does that mean? A creative structure. Most people are in a problem structure. They're focused on their problems, not realizing everything's energy. So where focus goes, energy flows. What we focus on expands. When we focus on the fear and the doubt, that only grows. When we focus on love and confidence and stepping into a higher version of ourself and embodying that, that is what happens. inevitably things shift and your reality changes because your personality creates your personal reality. And so the way you think, feel, and act every single day is creating your reality. So when you begin to think new thoughts, speak differently, when you begin to feel, because feeling is the secret, because emotions are powerful energy in motion. When we begin to heal and elevate our frequency and vibration, this is when, I forgot what I was saying. this is when what? When we begin to awaken and really take our power back and become conscious, deliberate creators. So we get to choose. And the core four choices: I choose the end result of living a life that I love. So whatever that means for you, I choose the end result of living a life that I love. I choose the end result of health and vitality. I choose the end results of being the predominant creative force in my life. Being the predominant creative force in your life means that you understand you are creating your reality. So you're very intentional. You focus your time, energy, and attention on what you want to create. Because by shifting your attention and focus, you change your reality. Neville Goddard said in his book, Manifesting Miracles, that's the secret to manifesting miracles, is shifting your attention. By what we're focusing on is what we are creating. So you can see if you're focused on your problems, and since everything's energy, like attracts like. And so your mind can either be a record of the past or a map to the future. When you shift your energy and your focus, you begin to attract new people, new opportunities, new things. And then it's your job as a conscious creator to take the aligned action, to hear the call and to take the action, to do the works that you're being called to do, right? Because you are the vessel. Creative divine intelligence, God, source, universe works through you. And so we all have a calling, a purpose on our lives. It's up to us to follow it, to pursue it. And so we choose to be the predominant creative force in our life, that no matter what's going on around us, we stay focused and committed to ourselves, to our vision, to our values, to our goals. And last but not least, I choose the end result of living my true nature and purpose. Your true nature, you are a pure creative spirit. You're pure creative spirit, spirit made flesh in a body, here to create. And your purpose is to express your creativity in the most authentic way possible. So you get to be you, whatever that means for you, because you are special and unique, and you can only reach certain people that others might not be able to reach, right? You have a message that will resonate with people. Like I won't be everybody's cup of tea. Like I said, this isn't going to be for everybody. You know, some people might think it's woo woo or new age. It's this or it's that, right? This isn't for them. This is for, like I said, the movers, the shakers, the dreamers, the truth seekers, the ones who are awake and aware, and who this resonates with. Again, take what resonates and leave the rest. Right? You do not have to come into agreement with anything that I say. If I say something that feels off, that's totally up to you. When you come into agreement with something, it becomes part of your belief system. It becomes part of who you are. It becomes your reality, right? As an example, like if somebody along in your childhood said, I don't know, like, you're a horrible singer. Like you used to love to sing, and then they were like, you're a horrible singer. And then you were like, yeah, you know what? I think I am a horrible singer. And you came into agreement with that. It'll become part of your belief system, and you stop singing for the rest of your life, and you loved singing, and maybe you're a great singer. But so, right, take what resonates, leave the rest. We get to choose. So what I want you to do, I want to get into the process. So choose the end result of either living your true nature and purpose, living a life that you love, having health and vitality, or being the predominant creative force in your life, and just say, I choose the end result of. You can say it out loud. You can say it to yourself. You can put it in the comments if you want. Let me know what you're choosing. So whichever one you feel the most resistance to right now, like if you are trying to, seeking to live more of your true nature and purpose, you want to choose that. Maybe if you're fighting a lot with circumstances that you feel are holding you back and you want to choose to be the predominant creative force in your life, or simply just choosing to live a life that you love encompasses so much, right? So I choose the end result of. And then what we're going to do is, if you're in a safe place to do so, if it feels good. Also, I want to invite you really quick too. Just take a few deep conscious breaths with me, and let's just become more present, more heart-centered. I always like to place a hand on my heart, maybe a hand on your belly. I know maybe it's been a long day for a lot of you. Stretch out. Stretch it out. It's all energy, and we pick up on things throughout the day, and we want to take this time now to just release, reflect, right? So I choose the end result of. And if you're in a safe place and you feel like you want to close your eyes, that's great. You don't have to. I want you to use your imagination, because imagination is everything. It is a preview of life's coming attractions. Albert Einstein said that. Or like Buddha said, what you imagine, you create. What you feel, you attract. What you think, you become. Or Jesus said, as a man thinketh, so shall he become. Or so many others have quoted throughout time and history about how our mind takes part in the creation of our reality. So I want you to imagine what that end result would be like. You're choosing to live a life that you love. You're choosing to live your true nature and purpose. You're choosing health and vitality. You're choosing to be the predominant creative force in your life. And that feels amazing. When it comes to money and finances, you have zero worries. I'm completely taken care of, above and beyond. Abundance is flowing effortlessly. I attract everything with ease, grace, and flow. I have multiple sources of income. I have created 7-figure elf businesses. They're easy, they're lucrative, they're fun. I love what I do. I share value with those I love and care about, and I'm giving back in abundance. I have more than enough to go around, help others, and have a massive impact. I am transforming lives and shifting the consciousness of humanity. And just breathe through it as well. We're using, again, alchemy. We're transmuting the energy. And so releasing it through your breath is very powerful, clearing and cleansing everything, allowing your mind time to process everything as well. And again, if it doesn't resonate, you do not have to come into agreement with it, right? Take what resonates and leave the rest. But you're choosing this. And what is life like in this end result? I'm living in my dream home. My company is paying for my new vehicle. I live my ideal day every single day. What would that be like? I get to do what I want when I want. I spend time doing what I love with the people that I love the most. I eat good, organic, non-GMO food. I stretch, I exercise, I meditate, I journal, I read, I get out in nature to ground in the sunshine. I take care of my mind, body, and spirit. I choose this end result. Life is amazing. I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm thriving. My kids are amazing. well-mannered, well-behaved, and respectful. They love to learn. They get along so well, and they keep things neat, clean, and organized. We move through our days in complete ease, grace, and flow, accomplishing all of our goals easily and effortlessly. Flow is the ideal state. There's 3 structures. Structure is anything with 2 or more points. In this case, our structure is where we are and where we want to be. And then whatever comes up in the middle is going to be the resistance. But there's flow. Some people are flowing easily and effortlessly towards their end result. Some people are oscillating. They're like a little bit forward and then they go back and forth and back and forth and gonna get there. Oh, no. And some people are completely stuck. They're not moving at all, right? But we're choosing this. I choose this end result. And who would you be with? What would you be doing? I attract powerful people into my life and business. I'm surrounded by people who inspire, empower, and uplift me. And I inspire, empower, and uplift those around me. I have happy, healthy, loving, thriving relationships. I am loved and respected and appreciated for who I am because I am. I am that I am that I am. And I'm growing every day. And every day in every way, things are getting better and better and better. I'm connected to source. I'm connected to love. I'm fully tapped into my intuition. I'm living my true nature and purpose. I have health and vitality. I am the predominant creative force in my life. I am creating and living a life that I love. And so it is. And breathing life into that reality. And how would you feel? Because again, feeling is the secret because our emotions are powerful energy in motion. So you're in this end result, you're living a life that you love, you're creating, you're a conscious, deliberate creator, you're manifesting your desires, you're creating impact, you're earning lots of money so you can help more people. And that feels freaking incredible. It feels freeing. It feels peaceful. It feels joyful. Let me know in the comments, how would that feel for you? How would it feel to live your true nature and purpose, to live a life that you love? Happy, just having a good time. You get to travel. You get to do fun things all the time. Life is so good and it feels incredible. It's like magic. It's just quantum leaps, one after another. Miracles and magic are an everyday part of your life. This is what alchemy is. Using the power of love to transmute a negative to a positive to create miracles in your life consistently. So we're choosing this. Now, God, source, universe wants to give that to you and you're going to go for it. But then you have parts of you that are like, hey, you can't have that. Get back here in your comfort zone. Your subconscious mind only wants to keep you safe based on what you survived in the past. And so you're going for this. So what's in the way? I choose the end results of living a life that I love, or maybe you're choosing health and vitality, or to live your true nature and purpose, or to be the predominant creative force in your life, whichever one you're choosing. Now ask yourself, I'm choosing this, but I can't have it because why? Why can't you have it? I choose to live a life that I love, but I can't because I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. Let me know what comes up for you. If you want to share, you don't have to, that's okay. But what comes up? I choose, thank you. Thank you, Andrea, and hello. Thank you for jumping on. I choose the end result of whatever you're choosing. And I can't have it because I'm not worthy. I'm not enough. I'm not capable. I'm insignificant. I don't belong. I'm not perfect. I can't have it because I don't have the support, this person in my life, the situation. You don't know what I've been through. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. I don't have the skills. I don't have the talent. I choose it, but I can't have it because I keep falling back into old patterns. It's too hard. It takes too long. Other people can do it, but I can't. Surely they have something that I do not. Your higher self is like already calling bullshit, right? I choose this end result, but it can't happen for me. Can't happen for me. It's just too good to be true. What comes up and what emotions come up? I choose it, but I can't have it. And that makes me feel frustrated, angry, annoyed, sad, bitter, resentful, anxious, overwhelmed. I choose this end result, but it's just too hard. It takes too long. I don't have what it takes. I feel powerless. And then I want you to rate that resistance on a scale of 1 to 10. So you're choosing to live a life you love, health and vitality, be the predominant creative force, live your true nature and purpose. But you can't because all these things, I can't earn money because money, you got to work hard for money. Nobody has the money to pay me. Right? What comes up? And rate the resistance on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 would be the most. You're swimming through peanut butter. You're completely stuck. You want to live a life that you love, but right now you want the money and the time and the financial freedom and the things, but right now you have none of it. You don't know where to start. You have no clue. You're completely lost in the sauce, so to speak, right? Wherever you're at, rate that resistance on a scale of 1 to 10. And then we're going to jump into the fourth step, the fun part, the magic, the recode. And so I just need your permission. I give Andrea permission to tap into my energetic field, my Akashic records. Again, universal law, hermetic principles tells us the law of divine oneness. We are one body, one mind, one consciousness, one infinite, eternal quantum field of pure creative conscious energy and divine intelligence. And so we're all connected. Again, quantum entanglement, energy is all connected. And so even though we're not in person right now, you can feel my energy and I can feel yours. Right? So I am tapping in to the energy. And so I just need your permission for integrity purposes. And the intention of the recode is to release the resistance, the limiting beliefs, anything that is in the way that's keeping you from being in complete flow towards this end result. I give Andrea permission water on my chin, you guys, really? Okay. Hold on. I am still so thirsty, to be honest with you. I have this big bottle of water right here that I brought so I could fill this up because this is my hydrogen bottle, and I'll run that for a few minutes while I get started. All right. So I have your permission, and I might refer to the field as the superconscious. It's basically like a prayer. You can do this too. You have the same power and potential within you that I do. Namaste means the divine in me recognizes or bows to the divine light in you, right? We all have infinite power and potential within us. And so again, I always encourage everyone to do their own research, form their own beliefs. Your beliefs are powerful. They create your reality. So take what resonates and leave the rest. If anything feels off, you don't have to come into agreement with it. And so it's just words, like it's all information. So breathe through the process and allow the new information to process. Take it as it comes. It's very laid back. You can keep your eyes open or closed, wherever you want. And superconscious, so you see these limiting beliefs, you see everything that has come up, the resistance that's in the way, all the reasons, the stories that we tell ourselves as to why we can't have, be, or do the things that we desire. We know that you are infinite, divine intelligence, omnipresent, omnipotent, and that you want to give us the desires of our heart. You want to provide more for us so that we can live our true nature and purpose, that we can do and create more impact and good in the world. And so please tag and treat all beliefs and do a massive change history on everything as needed in the perfect way, in the perfect order. We want to break down all old neurological pathways as we go through this process. Any old programming, we want to replace old outdated belief systems and paradigms with new information, new beliefs, new emotions that serve us for the creation of this end result. Releasing everything that is no longer serving us for the highest good of ourselves and for the highest good of humanity at this time. And so I actually had wrote a script out on Facebook about a week ago or so, and I want to just read from August 16th. I'm just going to read this actually. I break every soul contract, agreement, generational curse, patterns, or habits of thinking, being, and doing. Cut all soul ties and energetic cords that are no longer in alignment for my highest good and the good of all of humanity. I call all of my power back from every source that has been draining my energy. Shift every belief and emotion as needed. Align my frequency and vibration with a new elevated level of consciousness for massive accelerated growth and expansion. Activate divine crystalline DNA through my generation and multiple generations to come. Heal my ancestral lineage and bloodline. Upgrade our entire energetic blueprint to align with the frequency of the new earth, love, and universal absolute truth, oneness, and unity. Integrate all of the most powerful parts into one powerful identity and personality moving forward on the path of least resistance. Clear and cleanse all chakras and energetic blocks. We have energy centers, our chakras, where we store energy. And a lot of times we store emotions from traumatic experiences. And when we hold on to these things in our physical body, they're spiritual things. We're holding on to emotions, and they cause physical dis-ease and ailments. And yes, thank you, Andrea, for your permission. Thank you for trusting me, for being here. I honor everyone who's on here, who's listening to this, who's here, who's doing this work, because this is what the world needs right now. This is what the world needs. We need this healing, transformation, embodiment. And so treat the wounded inner child, the traumatized aspect of self, the people-pleasing aspect, the perfectionist, the controlling aspect of self. And any other identity that is not in agreement with this end result that keeps pulling us back. We want all parts working together for the highest good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Release all resistance, rewire every limiting belief. We want to unwire and rewire, shift every belief as needed. Do a massive change history and all the information in the field as needed in divine perfect order. We trust that this infinite, eternal, divine, creative source knows, it sees and it knows everything, and it knows what's in the way. It knows what we want. It sees what's in the way. And now we're asking it, we're claiming it as the divine creators that we are. We are claiming our divine birthright of abundance, to be the powerful creators that we were meant to be, to step into our power, our purpose, our potential, to create impact, to make more money, to have better health, better relationships, to fulfill every goal, mission, vision that we imagine. That it is possible, that it is our birthright. Recode, recalibrate, and restructure DNA and everything as needed to align with the end results of living my true nature and purpose, creating a life that I love, having health and vitality, being the predominant creative force in our life. Continue to tag and treat family history on both sides, the mother side and the family side, and all beliefs and emotions passed down. Tag and treat any traumatic experiences and the stories that we've created through those experiences, the stories that we tell ourselves, again, as to why certain things are or aren't possible. It's all possible. The quantum field is an infinite field of limitless potential and infinite possibilities for our life. And so we are choosing this end result. And we're asking divine intelligence, creative source being, whatever you choose to call it, the superconscious memory, to move everything around as needed, to shift everything internally as needed. Every belief that's been passed down in regards to money, in regards to what's possible for our lives, the things that we can be, do, and have. Also, continue to tag and treat the people-pleasing aspect of self and the perfectionist aspect of self that tell us that we can't take action because we're not perfect and what will people think or what will people do, and giving us this new attitude of not caring, of allowing us to step into our true authentic self, authentically, whole, unapologetically is the word I'm looking for. Stepping into that now, aligning with the highest truth. Love is the highest truth. Aligning with the new earth frequency, activating our wealth frequency within our DNA, our divine blueprint, crystalline DNA. Lengthen and strengthen the telomeres on the end of the DNA. These are like shoe caps or caps on the end of shoelaces that protect the shoelace from fraying. Our telomeres are on the end of the DNA. They keep the DNA from being susceptible to damage. And as we age, that wears off. So we want to lengthen and strengthen our telomeres as we're activating these new portions of our DNA. They say we have so-called junk DNA. I do not believe that such a magnificent creator created us with junk DNA. The DNA is actually dormant and can be activated so that we can reach higher levels of potential. And even our DNA has been genetically manipulated in the ancient past, We used to have 12 strands of DNA. We now have the 2-strand double helix, but that's another story for another day. But know that our DNA has been modified, and recently as well in the last 5-6 years. If you did the thing, but if you didn't, well, thank God for that. But if you did, there's also ways to repair DNA, but we want to repair our DNA, activate it to the highest level, highest potential. We want to actually quantum leap to the highest timeline possible, elevate our frequency and our vibration to the highest level possible that we can maintain and sustain at this time. As things come along in life, we want to elevate our consciousness, moving into higher frequencies. And tag and treat any secondary intentions, anything left over that is just trying to keep us safe. It's completely safe to move forward, and it's absolutely necessary at this time for us to be able to fulfill our mission and purpose and to do everything that we're being called to do. You are safe. I am safe. I am whole. I am complete. I am worthy. I am enough. I am perfect as I am because I am. I am that I am that I am. I am. Say, I am Andrea. I am a mom. I am a coach. I am an entrepreneur. I am this. I am that. Take that all away. And who are you? I am. I am. That's the only truth. That is divine, universal, absolute truth. I am. And I am creating through my thoughts, my emotions, my words, my intentions, my attention, where I place my attention and my focus. And having these all in alignment, we want to bring them all into alignment now. New ways of thinking, being, and doing. Shift our identities as needed to, again, align with one mono personality. The mono personality works best when we do not have parts of us that keep trying to pull us back. Again, it's completely safe to move forward. Please tag and treat everything as needed. Do a massive change history on all the information in the field. It's all just information expressing in the material. It's all energy. Aligning our energy, our frequency, and our vibration now with this end result, releasing all resistance, limiting beliefs, emotions, the stories, tag and treat all traumatic events again. Release everything as needed for complete healing. I am whole. I am complete. I am healed. I am worthy now as I am because I am. I am ready. I have what it takes. I can have, be, and do anything I desire. Anything. I love life. I love me. I'm happy. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am thriving. I am growing every single day. And the better it gets, the better it gets. I feel joy and peace and love. I am love. I am pure, unconditional love and light. A multidimensional quantum being capable of shifting timelines. And I'm claiming my divine infinite power and potential now, stepping into the highest version of myself now that is available here for me at this time. I am ready. I am willing to make shift happen. Let's grow. And you release. There's a reason why, they say when you're angry and upset to stop, to breathe. There is so much power in our breath, in us, period. So we want to just continue to allow everything to process as you continue to release the resistance and limiting beliefs, melting away the emotions, elevating our frequency and our vibration, activating this new timeline, our highest potential, calling in our soul tribe, calling in the opportunities, calling in the people, calling in the events, the money, calling it all in now to make everything as needed to make our vision a reality in divine perfect timing. Tag and treat all information in the field, do a massive change history on everything as needed. Holy shift, holy shift, holy shift. And feel it shift. Feel everything shift. Let me know if you feel the energy shifting. Just allow yourself to process as your vibration rises. So you continue to release everything that is no longer serving. The habits, the patterns, limiting beliefs, the emotions, trauma, the old identities, shifting, shedding the layers of everything that is no longer serving us for our highest good and the highest good of all of humanity. We are meant for so much more, so much more. We want to continue. Just let's go back in real quick and tag and treat the chakras again more. Just tag the heart chakra, allow that to open and expand, pushing any dense, dark, negative energies completely out to be alchemized, transmuted, releasing everything that is no longer serving us so we can become clear vessels for divine infinite light, love. Just sit in that stillness for a minute. Allow it to integrate. So you can embody this new truth. I am worthy, I am capable, I am significant, I belong. I am perfect as I am because I am. I am that I am, that I am, that I am. Release, recalibrate, restructure, recode everything as needed. Divine perfect timing. Thank you. And ground all memories, 1, 2, and 3, the ego, the unconscious, and the superconscious memory back here into the matrix of this 3D reality that we call Earth, which is a ground for spiritual growth and soul evolution. Again, we come here as spiritual beings having a temporary human experience. We come here to experience life, learn, grow, expand, and evolve. I am Andrea. I'm a mom. I'm a coach. Again, take that all away. And who am I? I am. And I'm a powerful creator. And I get to choose what I create. And so do you. And so does everyone on this dang planet. And the sooner that we awaken to that and continue to shift consciousness, the sooner that we can create a better world for ourselves, for our children, and for future generations to come. And what is that going to take? That's going to take more conscious, deliberate creators that are healed and transforming their own lives. And that's why it has been my personal mission to transform the world one person at a time. And I started with myself, because we're all sitting here waiting for change and transformation outside of us instead of being the change that we want to see in the world. Majority of people, right? And it's not their fault either. Again, we're all on our own path. It's time for more of us to awaken. And like I say, to each their own path, but ultimately all paths lead within, where the real work must be done. As within, so without. Heal yourself, heal others, heal the world. That's how it works, you guys. So you should feel lighter, more elevated in energy, like you've released. And then the fifth and final step in conscious creation is to simply go out and take the aligned action from this place. Rest and activity are the steps to progress, right? We're not meant to just be doing. We're human beings. We are meant to be still and connect with nature, with each other, with love, the source, the essence of who we truly are. But we're tossed into a world that's chaos, right? Fear and war and poverty and material, everything outside of us. And then we end up focusing on that and neglecting our inner world, which is our true divine spiritual nature. And so from this place of alignment, now we can go and take aligned action, become the magnet, and be pulled easily and effortlessly towards our end result. And so, of course, I would be doing an absolute disservice if I did not let you know that I do have opportunities to continue to work with me on a deeper level if you so choose. And it has always been my goal to help more people affordably. Keyword affordably. And so I have multiple different levels that you can work with me on, starting from free. Comment MAP if you want your free miracle action plan to get started, making your dreams reality, making your vision a reality, and creating a life that you love, living your true nature and purpose and all the things. Comment MAP. I also have low and high ticket group coaching, one-on-one. So it really depends on where you're at, your own personal level, what you want to do. And so if you're interested, either drop a comment or just message me, and I will be more than happy to let you know exactly what I have to offer and what level would be good for you according to where you're at and what your goals and things are. And so I guess that's it. I hope this served you well. I hope you enjoyed it. I totally feel the energy shifting. Amazing, great, awesome. That was my intention because the world needs it. Make shift happen. Like, I feel the resistance in the field, but I also feel the shifts taking place. And there is massive change on the horizon for so many of us, especially those that have been doing the work, and eventually for all of humanity, one by one, as we continue to awaken. So thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. I honor you guys. I appreciate you all. I love you guys so much. I can't wait to hopefully meet some of you in person one day. But for now, it's getting late. It's about 11 p.m. here on the East Coast in Pennsylvania. I am jumping off. Truth, love, and light. Have a namaste. Make shift happen. Let's grow, you guys. Again, message me if you're interested in learning more. You are welcome. Thank you, Christy, for jumping on. I appreciate you. You've been here for many, many years, since the beginning.